Hey there, Thunk00 here, and, well, obviously something looks different. This is not Prospect Bay right here. In fact, it's a region that's much, much larger, as you can see by the sheer number of large tiles that make up this landscape. Keep in mind, every large tile is 2.5 miles or 4 kilometers in all 4 dimensions. So yeah, let's count up just how large this map is right now. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 16 times 2.5. Well, here's where you get to see that I'm really slow at math. So that's a total of 40 miles, or 64 kilometers, and that's just the north to south. In fact, it is probably longer from the east to west dimension, but let's check real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah, 15, so not quite as large actually, but still a huge map. And you know, there are also extraneous areas that aren't quite included in that, like these corners here, or up in the corner you saw there's a separate landmass altogether. Whoop. In fact, there's not going to be any way to connect that at all to the rest of the region's transportation system, but, well, that's a problem that we can deal with when we come to it. As you can see, I've already put quite a bit of work into this region. So far, things are overwhelmingly agricultural, except for 3 slightly larger towns, the smallest being Bakersville here with under 10,000 people. Then there's Joinville, with 16,000, and Lakewood is currently the region's largest city up on this northern lake here with 43,000 people. Yeah, eventually my immediate plans for this region are to expand sort of this tight network of farms to cover the whole landmass to the south of the river here, and probably the first really large city in the region will be in the area of these 6 tiles or so. But that's not gonna come for quite a while. I want to get sort of a real rural infrastructure going before I start anything like that. So yeah, it's gonna be quite the project. I've already been working on this region for probably about 8 months or so. Of course, I haven't been working too intensively on it, or I would be much further along with all this stuff here. But I expect it will last me until long, long after Prospect Bay has been completely built out. Yeah, so for my first video in this region, I figured I would do something fairly interesting and expand the city of Joinville. Well, I'm pronouncing it Joinville here, but it's actually named after the Brazilian city of that's pronounced Joinville. That is, I think it's in Santa Catarina state. I might be completely wrong and embarrassing myself by saying that, but well, yeah, I thought it was a cool kind of international reference that doesn't really break the American sounding theme at all. So the reason that I'm starting out with expanding a city instead of showing you a bunch of agricultural development is because I keep running into a bit of a barrier as far as getting my agricultural zones to grow with this region. Basically, to fill out entire large tiles worth of farms, you've got to have a fairly large population to sustain the demand. And so you've kind of got to go back and forth between working on the agriculture and working on the residential. So today, I think what really needs to be done is town expansion. And I also figured that, you know, it's a little bit more interesting to do this kind of thing than it is to just lay out monotonous farm grids, kind of. I've been very gritty with my farms in this region. Partly because I think it's more realistic than what I was doing before, and also because there's just quite a huge amount of land to fill out, and it just takes about, I don't know, maybe 5 times as long to make a farm with lots of detailed diagonal edges versus just a rectangular farm. And the time savings are even more when you're making huge grids of rectangular farms, because you just kind of lay everything out one after the other with only a few clicks needed versus having to kind of, you know, deal with every few tiles individually. Yep, bit monotonous, but yeah, it's no problem. Yeah, so this is what the town has so far. As you can see, it's got actually the region's biggest heavy industrial base so far. Actually, maybe not quite the biggest. I think Lakewood might have a little bit more, but it's not too important. It's also got the largest upgraded Road 2 network in the whole region. If you couldn't tell already, almost all the networks I've used so far are streets, and similar to how I did in the beginning of Frostbite Bay, I'm gonna really hold off with building anything besides streets and dirt roads until there's clearly the traffic to force the region's planners to buck up the cash for more upgraded stuff. And I just noticed over here that this farm zone isn't connected, so I figure I will do that right now. I'll make this road a dirt road since it only really serves the one farm. Let's get that like that. Get a nice spot there, and nice. Alright. So, the main purpose of what I'm doing here today is to expand the residential, but I feel like I really want to expand this industrial corridor as well, which goes, I mean, it's pretty much the main connection from the outside of the region to the interior right now, so it seems like the natural place for all kinds of businesses to spring up. And I'm going to look through my landmarks menu in order to find what kind of industrial stuff I'm using here. Hopefully I'll be able to find something relatively quickly, but if not, well, it's just the cost of doing business, right? Alright, Empire Leatherworks. That sounds like the sort of thing that you might find here. Actually, before I start placing lots willy-nilly, I think I'm going to expand my street grid a bit more. I might have a new East Street just continue for quite a ways like this. Yeah, and maybe it can connect to the main avenue with a kind of bypass type road. It'll take a moment to draw out this diagonal street, but it'll be worth it when it looks really cool. So maybe I could bring it down like this, and then have a secondary curve bringing it close to the main avenue, going as close to that farm building as I can get it. So, oh, looks like we got it. And if I can at all, I really would rather... nah, diagonal intersection would look funny with the slopes. I think I'll just do this. Yeah, that should be fine. It's a bit irregular looking, but I think nobody will complain too much. Well, I sort of set aside the right-of-way along this east-west spot. I don't know that it's really worth keeping, though, if these farms aren't ever going to end up... hell, I'll just keep it the way it is now. That's character, right? I was thinking I might just move this road to, continue straight, but, no real need. So, one thing for sure though, I should definitely have more connections than just the one if it's going to be kind of a sharply curving, uneven road. I don't think I can connect anything to this, can I? Nope. I could always do something along these lines. Yeah, that looks like it should work fine. Wondering how I should do now. I think I'll get on to placing a couple of these industrial lots. This looks like it's 7 tiles wide? Yes. Well, 7 tiles is always kind of a difficult quantity to work with, but shouldn't be a problem. I don't know that I really want to replace this farm quite yet. Nah, I definitely do. It's really close to the center of town, so it's gotta go. So what should go next week? Holtzman postcard? I think I might already have that in this city, do I? I do not see it, so I guess not. Yeah, that would be a great fit for somewhere around here. Perhaps right here, actually. Looks like I've got Lenny's fast food right there. That's a pretty easy lot to replace since it's right way toward the top of the menu. And over here there's kind of some rail space, but I don't know, it's not really doing anything, but I think I'll ignore it for now. Ooh, this one needs a rail connection too, actually, so... You know, I might just make a little spur. Yeah, just like that. Only for the purposes of serving this industrial district. So let's maybe pull it through like that. See if I can't select any of those buildings from the rail menu that sort of fit the industrial character. Oof, this is a big one. Yeah, but that's not really going to fit so well. fertilizer plant. I've never used this before. Alright, let's see if flattening that out will let it fit. Nope. I wonder what it's not friendly with here. Seems to be working now. And you know what? I don't really like it anyway. So I'm just going to demolish it right away. Any more industrial stuff down here? Not seeing too much. Curry petrochemical? Nah, that wouldn't fit too well. Rate and transfer. That looks perfect. Alright. But it's not a slope-friendly lot by any estimation, so gonna have to create a bit of a berm right here. And while I'm at it, I might as well flatten the whole area so that it doesn't look too funny around the edges of the lot. Alright. So far so good. And I think we can end this real spur right here. Just like that. Well, let's see where we can go from here. I'm thinking there should be a few more industrial lots. Alright, this is only made to work with the Singapore canals. New man rubber plant. I don't like the look of it. Sterling Consulting Man. That's kind of a funny name. See how that looks. It's alright actually. I think I might keep that. American licorice. Matches perfectly, so I'll see about... that might not stay there, but I'll keep it for now. While I'm at it, I definitely want this street to continue on through. And probably this one as well, but maybe not. Prairie Star Food Company. I don't know if we really need so much dehydrated food here. That's a big lot. I always want to use this sometime whenever I run over it in the menu. But there's never enough space. So, where am I going with this? Pepsi bottling? You know, somehow, I don't know if that works. Yeah, I think I'll put some more small warehouses. I already have a few in this city, but seems like it shouldn't be too much of an issue if I place them along this street. Maybe not like that though. Alright, that should be fine. Then I'll just let some kind of growable come in there. And now I've only got a small space left to fill up. There's probably something big, right? Yep, it's cool looking though. Every building I know is big. Huh. How about some huge Mexican restaurant? Don't think anybody should complain too much about that. And it fills out the industrial area nicely. Some kind of other industrial use behind it. And that should be solid. Now I'm going to take a quick break, and when I get back I'll get started on the residential district. Alright, so it's time to build this residential district. I figure I might as well build quite a bit of it off of this street here. So I think we'll get started on that. But really quick, I want to just pause and think a little bit about how I'm going to do this. Obviously, this street is going to extend a bit more. Yeah, I'm also going to want more development sort of in this direction, but I'll worry about that in a minute. For now, I'm just worrying about up here. I think I'm going to want another parallel north-south street. And we'll merge them together like that. Yep, looks alright. Make sure that continues to provide access. That as well. And should these just be really long blocks? I think I'll have a couple really long blocks like that, but I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum. But we're also going to have some more grid-defined type stuff around here. Like so. And like so. Just get rid of this farm stuff. You also have a little cul-de-sac like that. And another one. And one last cul-de-sac. Alright. Looks like a nice road layout for now. Actually, I don't know that this even has to be a cul-de-sac right here. Might as well make it an intersection. Okay, and this, you know, it continues pretty much the whole way through town, so might as well continue that extra block. And I do really want to increase the connectedness in this area somehow. So I guess I could have a street like that. And can I do anything more? I kind of want to keep this curve here, just because it's kind of aesthetic. Now, I think I'll have like a cul-de-sac right here. Seems like a natural place. And now we can fill in the residential. So I'll try to have buildings facing all the streets, like I usually do. Well, actually, never mind. Now that I am where I am, I really want to create like a park, because there isn't too much in the way of amenities over here on the eastern edge of town yet. So it does seem like a natural thing to do. Unfortunately, I really need to download more park mod stuff. It's getting a bit repetitive. Doesn't the playground not even match base texture? Yeah, that's pretty bad. Whatever, I'll keep it. And let me see if there's maybe something. Huh. That's pretty cool looking. So I'm trying to find maybe something BSC that would look good here. Yeah. Hell, I'll get rid of all the Maxis stuff. I'll just do a park like this. Azalea Park. It's not gonna fit. SD Pond. Will that work? Yeah, maybe. What else can I take here? It's kind of like parks get harder the more you make of them. Yeah, I don't... Maybe this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. That's almost exactly the same thing as what I have already, but might actually be better right here. Yeah, that looks okay. Wouldn't you say? I think I know what I'm gonna do from here. Just give me one moment to find things. I had to sneeze apparently. So SG Pond, that's what I was looking for, right? It's tough to get it to fit right. I don't know that I really have anything that's gonna match up with this so well, unless I just repeat it. Well, easier said than done, of course. Yeah, just like that. That looks okay, right? And then just have some grass area here. And then maybe I will speckle it with some of the Maxis open grass area so I can plant trees on top of it. So, yep, there it is. Or actually, I just changed my mind really quick. I think I want to keep it clear as an open grassy field. I think it looks just fine like this. Although I just noticed the base texture doesn't really match perfectly. So, a park like this should definitely have its own parking lot. Maybe one like that. And that's probably enough. So, with that in place, this area should definitely be more attractive to future residents. And I won't worry about the bus stops quite yet. I'll start doing that once all the zones are in place. So we can have zones like that. I don't know what I'll do with this road frontage right here. Worry about it later, I guess. People's yards might as well go right up to the fence right there. Alright, so far so good. And I think I'll extend zones along this edge as well. I'll have a bit of space between the edge of the region and the edge of those zones though. Just because why not? Space rapidly diminishes over here though. For some reason that is looking funny, but I wonder if I get rid of this zone if it will cooperate better. Yep, sure enough. Just call me the SimCity 4 doctor. Yep, this 100-foot wide gap between zones will be perfect for future trees. Actually, might do a similar thing right here. Oops. Alright. Making rapid progress here. And I think after these streets merge, it will only be houses, you know. They won't be quite so tightly packed. First, though, should probably make sure that zones are facing the right way here. Forget about it. I'll just do it like that. It's a little bit more space efficient. So, now just to fill in the gaps. And de-zone a little bit of stuff. Whoop, unfortunately, de-zone tool doesn't distinguish between types of zones. So let's put some zones along this road. After all, it is an important one. Over here, there could be a nice line of them. That is really weird looking. That looks fine. Maybe a few houses on the edge of town. Why not? And now to do a couple of bus stops. So, probably use one at that intersection. Maybe one around here. And one right there. When's the last bus stop along the major road here? Looks like it isn't for a little bit. So I think I'll add a couple more along it as well. One right there. And one over around here. And that will be it for the bus stops. Well, actually not quite. I think I'll also have one there, just because it's an opportune spot. And one over here. Just because, again, you know, might as well use the spot. Alright, just a minute. Hey, well, as seems to be a frequent occurrence, I ended up spending hours since I paused the recording. I made dinner and, well, I'm about to hang out with some friends and enjoy my last night in town before I head home for a couple weeks over my holidays. But in the meantime, I've got a couple minutes, so I figured I would wrap this episode up by allowing development to proceed then we'll take a quick zoom out and maybe take a look at how things have changed and see how the region view is working and such. Anyway, one thing I really am trying to be really careful about in this region is not letting too much high wealth appear, so I'll have to keep my fairly close eye on that. Yeah, there are very few high wealth jobs so far in the region, so basically they love to come in, but their houses are just going to end up getting abandoned fairly rapidly. So let's look if our demand is doing fine. Looks like it. So this development should start speeding up any moment. Meanwhile, maybe I can plant some mayor mode trees in some of these empty spots here. What should I use though? Maybe fir and spruce. That sounds pretty good. Actually, I think the spruce are, they might be seasonal trees, so I think I'll just hold off for a minute and use the God mode trees come September 1st. Yep, as you're probably familiar with by now from Prospect Bay, my tree controller, in order to get the seasonal changes to look right, you have to plant them at the same time every year. And I use September 1st, because that's what the README recommends. Alright, looks like a bunch more stuff is just popping in now, and I really like the look of these two lots next to each other, so I'm going to make them both historical really quick. That doesn't look so bad against the edge of the map either. Oh, maybe this modular home, I'll make it historical. I don't usually do that with them, but it seems like a decent enough spot for one. Might as well get rid of these agricultural zones since, well, they'll never develop. Wonder what my traffic map is looking like, if it's changed much. Doesn't seem like the new roads have redirected too much traffic away from the old main streets, so yeah, I guess that's all doing well. Yep, this is the only tulipized intersection in the region, by the way. I got this style I'm using with it. It's kind of a double length transition. I use the TN transition, then the TLA3 transition needed the tulip. I got that from Mandelsoft's videos. Just makes the road a little bit wider for a little bit longer. Okay, so I think I'm just going to let it continue until this September and then try to stop it immediately. And that's when we'll, not everything has to develop right now. In fact, it'd probably be a good idea to cut the video short pretty soon. Oh, nearly there. And alright, got it right on the dot. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the tree stuff by hand first. Ooh, this doesn't look right. Glad I spotted that pretty quickly. Oh, almost. That was pretty close, but looks like I have to have another couple tiles. I've still got the SAM starter, so it's all working fine. Okay, so where was what I was looking for again? Seasonal mixed maple forest actually sounds pretty cool. I think I'll use some of that. Yeah, these are the seasonal trees I often try pretty hard to protect from gobmo trees, but they tend to disappear pretty fast if you keep using the tool in the same area. Wow, some of these trees are huge though, just like the evergreens. Alright, that looks pretty good. Any other little corridors I want to do there? Oh yeah, over here of course. And some more around here. And the last little branch in this area. Not making the trees too dense, but trying not to have too few of them either. Alright, I really like how this is looking. Just adding a few in here and there, just to kind of round things out. Especially along this railroad spur right here. Put a little visual barrier between it and the people who live nearby. And we can also, this little 50-foot wide corridor could also use a lot of trees. And that's probably plenty for now. So, one last thing, I'm going to try to zoom out and hopefully it won't crash. Actually, I'm going to save really quick. Yeah, well, I kind of left the game just running for a few hours on my computer, so sometimes it can be really unstable when you resume it after that. Definitely something I've dealt with before, at least. I think I might let the time run for just a couple more days, too, to make sure that all the forests turn before I save. Wow, are they really not going to... Okay, there they go. So let's zoom out, and... Whoop, no crash. Wow, you see this area with this, these ridges and all the trees between the roads there? It's pretty obvious on the map. Basically, between this road and that one up north, I'm intending to make this kind of a nature reserve. So, yeah, that should be pretty cool. Once development encircles it from all sides. Might eventually make some hiking trails there or something. Anyway, this is Joinville. As you can see, it's a pretty cool place. A bit bland compared to some of the city layouts I've done, but, well, this is really only the start, and it's only going to get more interesting from here on out. There's a lot left to do here. And, in fact, I think I will probably be coming back here in my next video, or at least my next Yakutat Bay video. So, hopefully that'll be pretty soon. See you then.